Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Jets losing Becton. What's it do for Breece Hall? We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. The Fantasy Football Show news desk. Let's go.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So Becton out for the year, and we got to talk about Breece Hall and what this means. Breece Hall is going to be fine. It's never a good thing to lose a piece of the offensive line, but this offensive line dealt without Becton for most of the year. I don't know that this is going to be that big of an issue long term for this offensive line, who actually ranks a whole lot higher than people give him credit for and expect. This is a potential top 12 to 15 offensive line, regardless of this information. So this isn't something to where this is a really bad offensive line way outside the top 20 and gets hit with an injury like this. So I think people need to keep it into context. Do I think it could bump Breece Hall from about I don't know, late third round where he's kind of climbing to now early fourth round, sure, it could definitely bump, I think, Hall a couple spots because a lot of casuals, a fantasy Karen or a fantasy Bob or a worried William is going to walk into their fantasy draft and say, oh, offensive line issues, already worried about Breece Hall a little bit, maybe I shouldn't draft him. And that's great news. So maybe this locks him in the top of the fourth round instead of creeping into round 3. Do I still think Breece Hall is going to crush round 3 value? I do. Do I still think Breece Hall is absolutely a smash when he's one of the next running backs ranked on the pre-rank list and you're like, oh, it's the middle of the third round. Why is he ranked number 3 on this particular draft app? Well, whatever. You got to roll with it. He's not going to last. If I'm at 3.2 or 3.4 and I'm looking down all the way down the third round and all the way back, and I don't think Breece Hall is going to make it back, then I punch it. But you got to understand there is some risk to it. Risk that I think is going to be, fine. But I don't. You to each his own. If you don't like a little bit of risk with your upside, if you don't like a little side of risk with your big, full course meal of upside, then, you could go with a safer running back, but who's safe? Name a third or a second round running back that feels safe anyway. Even if you throw Aaron Jones out there. And I'm not saying I take Breece Hall over Aaron Jones. Breece Hall's a third rounder, maybe a fourth rounder. Aaron Jones is a second rounder, so don't twist up what I'm saying. But even if we use a running back ahead, somebody that's getting drafted for sure, ahead of Breece Hall. So we go and grab Aaron Jones. That's somebody up above. He's got a lot of risk. Everybody has risk. Najee has risk. Even this news right here, which, should make people, if people are going to run for the hills on the Javonte news, why doesn't news like this make people get all scared and crazy? Steelers are lightening Najee Harris's workload. These things happen. Pitch counts, workload, keeping players healthy. It was crazy yesterday. The spiraling out of control people were doing live, talking about it. I don't want, Javonte. He's in a 50-50 committee. Javonte's been the running back 1A to Melvin Gordon being the 1B through all of camp. So this news is important to talk about, though, because we do want Najee to stay healthy. It's okay to lighten his workload. The dude was overworked last year. Lighten his workload and then allow him to get more yards per carry, thus maybe getting to the same totals at the end of the day. This is not bad news. This is not bad news to lighten the workload of a guy, a workhorse like Najee Harris. It is not bad to be on a pitch count early on in the season. And then you think reassessing doesn't happen? Reassessing happens all the time. It all happens all the time. Let's see here. On Yahoo, Hall is 3.1 consistently. I think this news changes that, Swaggy. I think people start to back off a little bit on this situation. Breece just went from 3.1 in RT Sports season long draft I'm in. I think it's going to take a little time. This news came out. I mean, we knew he was probably out for a significant portion of the season, if not the year, right? There's a crack in the kneecap. Like we needed to figure it out. Now that it's official, definitely could be an ADP mover, if you know what I mean. So I love Javonte Williams. It's just hard to take him in the second round, says Young. Well, you shouldn't be taking him in the second round, Young. He doesn't have a second round ADP. As a third round ADP, you don't have to worry about that. You take Breece Hall in round 3. You don't take him in round 2. You never take him in round 2. In Dynasty, you take him in round 1. In redraft, you never take him in round 2. Not yet. Would I do it? Don't tell anybody, Young Bull, but I would if I had to. Breece Hall's not going in round 2. You don't have to take him. In fact, if you take him in round 2, you're taking a lap. Because ADP commands that you don't take him in round 2. He is a round 3. He is a early round 3 player. A lot of people will give you eyeball emoji, digital rolling of their eyes, or if you're in a live draft, that will literally laugh at you if you take Breece Hall at 3.1. I'm not saying some people won't know. A lot of people will, or a couple people will be like, hey man, he could be really good. But there will be a lot of casual Caleb's in your draft that are going to say, you could have got him in the 4th or 5th round. Casual Caleb here for my casual comment of the day. And they're not going to understand Breece Hall in round 3. You know, or if he's the 3rd running back ranked and you're drafting at 3.3, you have to take him if you want a running back and you don't think running backs are going to fall. You've got to go all the way down round 3, all the way back down round 4 before you pick again. Do you honestly think that Breece Hall is going to last if he's the 3rd or 4th running back ranked at that point in the draft? You have to take him. And casual Caleb is going to say something like, you could have got him. No, you couldn't have. You couldn't have got him later, casual Caleb. Take a math class for once. It's science, bro. He's not going to last all the way down 3 and all the way back down 4. But nobody needs to be taking Breece Hall round 2, young bull. It's not even being talked about, okay? Don't even talk about it. Don't even get people started. We don't want Breece Hall going in round 2. It's not that he can't explode from it, but he hits home runs, league-winning home runs from like mid-3rd on. Javonte is a steal in the 3rd, absolutely. It's crazy, man. It's crazy the way people are reacting to this Javonte Williams news. We don't need to get into it. We did a whole 2 videos yesterday on it, but let me just put it this way. People coming to me now and saying, Smitty, would you rather have, and they're throwing out 3rd and 4th round running backs now, or Javonte. Let me say this one time and we'll move on. Nothing has changed for me. Javonte Williams, in my opinion, will be the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd running back in fantasy football, definitely top 5, in my opinion, in 2022 at the end of the year. He will be a top 5 running back. He could be the number 1 or number 2 fantasy football running back. Do I draft him there? No, because you've been given a gift yesterday to get Javonte later. But do I think he can still finish as the number 1 or number 2 running back? Young Bull was talking about Javonte. Okay, sorry, my bad. Late round 2, Young Bull. Javonte, late round 2. Okay. Late round 2. Sorry, young bull. A lot of things moving on the screen. Me going through the flow. Sometimes I don't know exactly what you guys are referring to, and I'm talking about something, so I assume you're talking about Breece Hall. But Javonte late round 2 is a steal. If you could get Javonte at top of 3, that's great. But again, to close out the Javonte conversation for the moment, I believe he will be the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd running back in fantasy football scoring at the end of 2022. You can at me all you want. You can laugh at me all you want. You can say whatever you want. I really don't care, because guess what I'm here to do? Give you my advice, my gut instinct, tell you how I see it, try and tell you what I envision to occur, try and look ahead of the curve. It's a lonely place to be ahead of the curve. It always is. You send me up a mile ahead, and I look around the curve and I say, guys, this is what I see. That's my job. I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be lonely. It's going to happen. But that's what I signed up for. I work for you. And I'll sit here and take the hits. I'll take the negativity. We got it all last year. We get the year before. We get the year before. Me saying Trey Lance is going to potentially be that next top 5 quarterback. He's got that Mahomes type upside. I'm here to take the hits. It's going to be uncomfortable. There are going to be 4 or 5 people out of 10 every time I say that are going to say, no, Trey Lance is a bust. Of course he's a bust to all of you that aren't sitting there ahead of the curve like me, looking around the corner for all of you. Sacrifice for you. I work for you. That's what I do. Andrew Grace, Becton down. That's not good. We just went over that. Rewatched the replay. Not the end of the world. This line's still a top 15 offensive line in the NFL, despite what people often say. They act like it's bad because it's the Jets, but the numbers suggest that they're a top 12 to 15 offensive line. I'm laughing more about ETN prediction than the Javonte one. Why are you laughing about what ETN prediction are you laughing about, Chris? Which one? Which one in particular? The ETN's going to be what? A top 5 to 10 running back? That's funny? I don't understand. Walmart family bought the Broncos for a record $4.6 billion. Hey, Smitty, I got a draft tonight in the 9th pick. Any tips on drafting? Swift is a great pick there if one of the top 3 wide receivers don't fall. Don't draft all Niners, bro. I know your temptation is to have at least 5 Niners. Take the best player available. Hold back your urge to just draft Debo at number 9. He could fall to your 2nd pick, and that wouldn't be a bad pick. ETN to the moon. Is this funny? Is this funny, Chris? Is this what you're laughing at?
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
Space monsters indeed. Laugh at that, Chris. Laugh at how ETN is one of the select moon men, bro. How funny is that?
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space monster, baby. Space monster. Laugh all you want, Chris. ETN's going to the moon, bro. He's going to the moon. Okay? This guy's in the space station. He's at the space station right now, suiting up.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
Hit me with your best question. Let's open up the phone lines and roll. Boom. Hit me with it. In all due respect, I've been drafting ETN and Javonte still based off your opinion. So why are you laughing at it, Chris? I don't even understand. Number one, it's like confusing. It feels like a little bit of like hate mixed with like support at the same time, Chris. I don't understand. You're laughing at my ETN prediction, top 5 to 10 running back. But all due respect, I've been drafting ETN and Javonte still based off your opinion. Why are you laughing at it then? I don't understand, Chris. Explain it to me. Enlighten me, because I don't know what's going on here. I'm a little confused, bro. What about Robinson? But Smitty, what about Robinson? But Smitty. You know what? Robinson's a threat.
Wrong. Muy mal.
Robinson is going to take a lot of shares away from ETN.
Wrong. Muy mal.
Don't worry about Robinson. Let me worry about Robinson. Robinson's got an Achilles injury he's recovering from. All right. Ideal first 2 from the 8th pick. I'm laughing because I don't expect top 5 running back numbers out of ETN. Well, of course you don't. It hasn't happened yet. It's uncomfortable, Chris. Nobody expected Josh Allen to be the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football. Do you know how many people said, I'm laughing at you, Smitty, for your Josh Allen predictions as a rookie? As a rookie, your boy Smitty said it happens, bro. I'm fine with it, but I love that you're still drafting him. I at least give you credit there. You're laughing at me, but you're still drafting. I don't even know. It's still confusing to me that you're laughing at me. You're laughing at my prediction, but you're still drafting him. But I appreciate you, Chris. I'm not mad at you. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Smitty, it's Avatar.
Avatar in the building. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, brother? I'm wearing a Smitty T-shirt today.
You're wearing
Fantasy Football Show T-shirt.
Are you going to send me a photo?
Yeah, at some point today I'll send you a photo on DM.
Yeah, nice. Avatar wearing the shirt. Look, Avatar is the highest super chatter of the year. I dare someone to knock him off. $499 during one single live stream. I dare somebody to knock him off. Avatar's probably going to knock himself off.
Come and get me. Max Super Chat Club. Come and get it.
Yeah, I mean, you're...
Support the channel.
Yeah, bro, you're at the top. You're the top of your game. What's up? What do you got for me?
So what's up with the James Robinson love? The guy runs a 4.640 when he's healthy. He's got a bum Achilles, the injury that we know ruins explosion for running backs more than any other injury. Travis Etienne has run 4.3, 4.440. He's a top tier pass catching back. He's a first round pick. He could get a lot of goal line work. He's got size. I just don't understand. I can kind of see the argument that they give James Robinson some first-team snaps because he knows the playbook over Snoop Connor. But I don't even think James Robinson's going to beat out Snoop Connor.
Look,
I think James Robinson's going to end up the RB3 on their roster.
Look, Avatar, it's pretty simple, bro. People are very reactive. There's a lot of worried Williams and confused Caleb's out there, and Bob's from accounting. And they literally just read whatever someone writes, they just regurgitate it. So they're like sitting there and they see people saying J-Rob is going to be, he's a 3-down back. You know, that same report that said J-Rob's a three-down back said he wouldn't be ready, you know, and the people still ran with it. And the bottom line is this: if you don't understand injuries, and I'm not a doctor, but I'm the best deep fake doctor when it comes to fantasy football. Been observing this for 20 years, Avatar. I've absorbed a lot. So a lot of people ask me why I don't have more doctors on the show and stuff. Honestly, and I don't mean to sound arrogant, but like there are going to be doctors that know the anatomy and different things more than I do, and I do bring people on. That's why we bring on Tony the attorney, because Tony brings a lot of information I don't have, but I still have a lot of, you know, observation over the years to like say, hey, I've seen it play out this way, I've seen it play out that way. And with injuries, look, I don't need a doctor to come on and tell me that the Achilles injury is the death of a running back. I have historical data. And J-Rob, you know, is not going to defy the odds and come out and become a top 10 running back. We need somebody taking a lot of workload from the Jaguars rushing attack, because ETN's not a 1,500-yard rusher. He's an Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, you don't want running for 1,500 yards. You want him getting about 1,000
yards on the ground.
Yeah, you want
800 yards on the ground, 700 yards in the air.
Yeah, you want 16, 17, 18. I mean, you want 1,800, but like 17, 1,800, 1,900 total yards is what you're aiming for, somewhere in that territory, and then divided like almost in half. You want an 800, 800, 800, 900, 900, 800. So like, what does that leave you? It leaves you hundreds and hundreds of yards that need to go to somebody. And J-Rob might be the guy, but he's going to look less efficient than he's ever looked. He'll have no explosion. And anybody thinking J-Rob's a threat to ETN doesn't know what time it is, man. And that's fine. We can teach him. We can teach him how to tell time. But it's ETN season. He's the best weapon on the offense. J-Rob's going to take work away from him. You need him to take work away from him. You have to have him take work away from him because you need ETN to stay healthy.
He'll spell him. There's only one running back that I could think of that's come back from an Achilles injury to any degree of success, and it's Devontae Booker, and it took him 4 years to get back to where he could be a legitimate, you know, maybe not a top 20 back, but he's serviceable. But it took him 4 years.
Look, there have been, in my opinion, there have only been a couple running backs that have successfully recovered from a torn Achilles tendon, ever. And successful meaning like they were able to like come back to the NFL. Nobody has ever returned to a top 15 running back status after tearing an Achilles. But Deonta Foreman has looked pretty effective, but it took him 85 years. And
it took him forever.
And Marlon Mack is maybe there, but we don't know. Marlon Mack's not going to hold on to any. Look, Dameon Pierce is the guy. So like that's not even going to work. But Marlon Mack's in the NFL. He's in the NFL. Marlon Mack is in the NFL, and Deonta Foreman's in the NFL. That's the best you're going to get right now. Now, Akers has a shot at being an outlier because usually when you tear your Achilles, a lot of times you are older because your body's breaking down. A lot of times the job's not waiting for you because the shelf life is 3-4 years in the NFL as a running back, so the teams move on. This is the only time in history where a team has left the job open. Cam Akers gets to come back. He looked absolutely garbage his first, coming back for that short period of time. But this is his first year back from the Achilles tear, not second. People like to just use
and
last
it's a good
year.
Offense.
Good offense.
He might get 10 touchdowns and run for 900 yards.
If he stays healthy.
What I mean? It might be one of
if
those
he
things.
stays healthy, he could definitely squeeze out a very decent year and be less efficient than he will be if he stays healthy and continues to progress. But there's no way he's back to 100% form. There's no way he has the explosion he used to have. Maybe he compensates and learns how to explode on his other leg, and he figures out how to always stutter step and blast off on his good leg. Who knows? He could have a good year, but is he worth a third round pick as if the injuries in the past in the rear view? No, that's where I have my problem. Someone wants to take him in round 5. Like, I get it. Like, the offense is good enough. The Rams actually have one of the top 5 running back schedules strength of schedule is when you incorporate PPR and rushing. So let me bring some unbiased, information to the table. The Rams have a really good strength of schedule overall for a running back. Phenomenal. So there's a lot going for Akers. His job's pretty much kind of, at least it's open, the door's open. They want to use Henderson. They want to use Akers. Make no mistake about it, both are going to be on the field. So it's a matter of, can Akers regain his job? The door's open. It's not his. It's his to share. But there's no running back that has ever recovered from an Achilles tear, ever, to become a top 15 running back. Ever. And so, for me, it's this clear as day. Stay away. Third round, hell no. Fourth round, no way. Fifth round, I'm okay with it, but I probably still figure out a way out of it, because there are safer players to
it's
take.
An unnecessary risk.
Just unnecessary. Totally risk. Unnecessary. There's no reason you need to own Akers. There's other players you can grab, and I kind of feel in the same way about Monty right now, even though it's a completely different reason. Over the last 48 hours, I've completely turned away from Monty. I won't go near Monty anymore.
Well, there's a lot of talk that they're going to get Khalil Herbert more involved now.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert.
He looks like a better runner.
Khalil Herbert might be we might throw him in the quarter of the Moon Men. I really like Khalil Herbert. It might be Herbert double Herbert season. It might be double Herbert season. I'm really liking Khalil Herbert. He's
on the launch pad. He's getting ready.
He's a must grab. You need to own Khalil Herbert. We might just put him. Let's send him to the moon for sure. Right now. But
to the moon.
Could he be on a Moon Men list soon? Coming to you soon. He might. But yeah, ETN.
You gotta watch the camp reports.
Bro, to answer your question on.
You gotta watch the camp reports.
Yeah. To answer your question on this, J-Rob.
All right, man. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna let you talk about Mekhi Becton in New York. I'm interested in that situation.
Well, we already hit on that. We already hit on that. But yeah.
Did you? Okay.
I'll touch on it again real quickly for you, but appreciate you, man.
All right.
Avatar, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, Herbert might become. You might see Khalil Herbert.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
You might see him in the corner somewhere, just his head popping up. I don't know if we're gonna put him. We just might need him on there. Because I think Khalil Herbert is definitely going to make waves at some point. I'm just staying away from Monty. I want nothing to do with Monty right now. I used to like Monty in the fourth round. I don't think I do anymore. I'd rather draft Joe Burrow than Monty in the fifth round. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just avoiding him. Give me Khalil Herbert all day long. Give me Khalil. Maybe we just put him on the Moon Men list now. Let's find a graphic. Let's just do it. Let's do it live. Why not? That's what we're here to do. Let's get his face up here. There we go. Moon Man. And I love it. People are going to ask who this is because we're not going to have a name to it. We're just going to put him in the corner.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
Let's put him right here. We'll put him right here. We're just going to put Khalil Herbert just down in the corner. If you're not on this live, you're not going to know. We're going to have people asking about this, and we're just going to laugh. So when someone says, hey, who's that in the bottom right corner, Smitty? This is what we're going to do. Ready? Who's that in the bottom right corner? Who's that in the bottom? That's a good one, Bob.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Hey, Smitty, who's that in the bottom right corner? That's a good one, Bob. Next question. We're just going to let it go. It's clear. Khalil, look, there weren't enough spots for the shuttle to the moon. Khalil climbed on the back of the shuttle. He snuck into the cargo bay, and Khalil was just on the trip. There were How'd you get in here? Khalil snuck on the shuttle. That's why there's no name. That's why he's not listed.
The Moon Man.
He snuck into the cargo bay.
In outer space.
Khalil season, baby. I'm just feeling like a real crazy strong vibe right now about Khalil. Crazy vibe. To answer this question in sum total, J-Rob, this whole notion that J-Rob hurts Etienne, it's completely fabricated by, I believe, analysts and reporters that don't know what the hell they're talking about. So Etienne needs to run for 900 to 1,000 yards. Does anybody think James Robinson, if he comes back at all to even close to form, even close, is going to drain into Etienne's rushing total so much that he can't run for 900 to 1,000 yards? Got to be out of your minds. This guy's doing a lot of his damage through the air. He doesn't need to run from no. There's so much more. Like, they need another running back. Snoop Connor and J-Rob will both have to be involved in order to keep Etienne healthy and doing things through the year. Like, that's the funny part. Hey, Smitty, are you worried about J-Rob? No, actually, let's get Snoop Connor in here too. Let's let J-Rob and Snoop Connor take on more work. Get it?
But Smitty.
What did Smitty just say? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty, it's Andy.
Andy.
Hey, you got me all fired up talking about Khalil Herbert. I love freaking Khalil Herbert. I think I've drafted him in every league. I might not have him in one or two leagues. I love me Khalil Herbert.
Bro, let's look at it again. Hold on. Here we go.
The Moon Man. Dropping loads in outer space.
I love it. He's just in the corner.
love it,
No one
man.
knows who it is. If you aren't on the live show right now, no one's going to know. What's up, man? What do you got for me?
That'd be so sweet if he beats up Monty. If he beats out Monty, that would be, that would be a huge score for me. I love it.
Yeah, he's a league winner, bro.
I think so, too. I really like his talent, but that's all I want to talk about. And you got me all fired up talking about Khalil. So.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not, like, if it doesn't work out, big deal. Like, what do we all spend?
Yeah.
Near a double-digit round pick, ninth rounder.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I miss on that. I'm just gonna sidestep and move forward. Go eat my lunch. Like, I don't care. You missed on Khalil Herbert. I don't care. Yeah. What if I hit on Khalil Herbert? Okay, Khalil Herbert's gonna either win you a league or you don't even care. He's going that late.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I love it. That's exactly the guys I target late. The guys that can, have talent, push a guy for his job, and take over and win you that league. That's what I want.
Yes, sir. Moon Man in full effect.
Right,
he may not be a
Thanks,
trained.
man. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, he may not be a trained astronaut, but he snuck on the shuttle, bro. He's there, regardless.
He's there.
He's there.
He's on board. Maybe he has to clean up a little bit and pay his dues, but
yeah,
he's on the ship.
Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Later, Schmidt.
Later. That was Andy, the man, the myth, the legend. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited about this new Moonman edition. Gainwell or Khalil? What do you think? Let me see. Dre, answer me this. Riddle me this, Dre. And it's okay. It's a good question. I'm not trying to. You should be able to ask questions on here. Okay. So I'm just trying to emphasize my reaction, right? Right, Dre? This is my reaction to you. You want to know how strongly I feel about something. I think some people take me wrong. Sometimes my reaction is to emphasize a point. And it's like, so to emphasize, do I like, hold on one second, okay? If I emphasize Dre Bagel, if I emphasize Gainwell versus Khalil, I want to ask you, do you see Gainwell on this list?
The Moon Man. Dropping low.
The answer is no. There's my answer to an extreme degree. You're live on the show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty. This is Smitty80.
Am I talking to myself? What's going on?
Yeah, I think you are.
What's up, Smitty80? What's going on?
To the worried Williams people out there. I just wanted to say, you were talking about how JT is Javonte and they're the same person. I think people tend to forget that I was looking at the stats last year. I remember everyone in like week 3, week 4 talking about if they should trade JT last year, and he was only getting like 50% of the workload throughout the first 5-6 weeks, and then he took off. So even if it is 50-50, then Javonte's still going to explode in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, what people don't understand, like, and I understand why, you know, everybody's got a little bit of worried William in them, you know. It's got a tiny bit of worried William in them. But, like, here's what it's going to be like. So, here's week 1, week 8, week 17, okay? So, Javonte, this is like, we'll call this first round RB production. And we'll call this a nothing burger. I don't know if you can see the screen. If not, you want to. I'll try and describe it.
Yeah.
But like, is he going to start off here potentially because he's sharing work? Let's just say worst case he is. There's so many reasons why there would be a line where this changes. It could be a Gordon injury. Okay, Gordon getting hurt would make Javonte climb up. There's if that doesn't happen, if we never see this line for whatever reason. Gordon getting outplayed, that line could be there in Javonte, and that could be earlier on than people think. And even if this line never comes, Melvin, they drafted this guy to be the future. He's even if he gets just 60% of the work because they still want to keep him fresh, whatever. The fact that he's now the running back 1A versus being the running back 1B from last year, their roles have reversed, and there's most certainly, in my opinion, by mid-season, you're looking at, if, let's say Melvin Gordon somehow, some way stays healthy, you're looking at a 60% share from week 8 on, minimum. And in this offense, that's going to be ultra-productive, living in the red zone, vying for a Super Bowl appearance. It's going to be at a higher level than it would be like last year, sharing 60% of the work. So Melvin Gordon is going to be living up here at some point. The only question is, does he start off as a, you know, second round-ish or, you know, some would say lower type of value until he gets to this point where he's playing at least a low-end running back value. Like 60% of the work's going to get him into that place. And that's in a worst-case scenario. I firmly believe through either injury or through just massive, you know, playmaking ability that Javonte's going to grab a hold of the timeshare everybody's worried he won't see. It's ridiculous, bro. I'm taking advantage of it. I'm no longer pushing back. Do what you want. You could, like, anybody can even call in. I'll argue with you about it if you want, but I don't understand it. I don't understand the knee-jerk reaction. All I can do is observe it and recommend people take advantage of it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I expect the first maybe quarter of the season Javonte getting 50 to 60% of the workload, but after that, I think 60, 70, 75 throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't see a world where he doesn't get 12 to 15 touchdowns with that offense.
Yeah. I mean, look, here I know people think, oh, Melvin's the bigger back. He's going to get the goal line work. Maybe that happens in week 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you hand the ball to a player, and it's almost as if, like, you're handing it to an adult playing against, like, Pop Warner kids or something. Like, every kid that tries to tackle an adult running the football is trying to just slow the person down until more people can come and then you collect and slowly drag the person down and just, you know, pile on top of them. Javonte, it's like you hand the ball to Javonte and one person gets their hand on him, he's just going to roll them off, and that's why he's the tackle-breaking monster. It wasn't just in the pros in year 1. He was a tackle-breaking phenom in college. Tackle-breaking phenom in college. He comes in to his rookie year and is a tackle-breaking phenom at halftime as a rookie. Like, if anybody can't put 2 and 2 together and get this massive number of 100, I don't know what to tell anybody, because Javonte's proven it in college and in the pros, in a small sample size in the pros too. And so when you're near the goal line and you hand the ball to him and he slips defender after defender after and just gets into the end zone, you think you're not going to rinse and repeat? You know, so it's like, it's a matter of, this guy's so effective, a coach would have to be a complete moron, and you have to have 2 coaches that are complete morons back to back, which is highly unlikely in my opinion. Plus I like Hackett. There's no way this guy gets held back in time. Whether it's week 5, week 6, and I'm fine with him getting fully unlocked in week 6 and having good production in weeks 1 through 5. Like, that's gonna keep him healthy. There's a advantage to that.
Yeah, he's like Nick Chubb with PPR work.
I mean, yeah. What else you got?
That's all.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Call back if you have another question later. Anonymous says, if Javonte keeps falling, would you trade out of round 1 for a second and early third? I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd rather have Javonte in like a third rounder than have like the number 4 overall pick. You know, if you could give me 2 players, one of them being Javonte instead of number 4 or 5 overall, I'd take it all day long. You know, give me 2 picks, give me Javonte and somebody else, and I'm hitting a home run with that. Even if it was a quarterback, let's say you give me Josh Allen and Javonte over just number 5 overall, complete smash. And I'm not off the Javonte train at all. 0% of me got off the Javonte train with this hogwash report that might be true that there's snap counts, but guess what? Everyone has a snap count. We just learned today that the great Najee Harris will be dialed back. That's okay. It happens. We don't want Najee getting hurt. We don't want Javonte getting hurt. Snap counts are good. It's unbelievable. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Michael Vaughn. Monster. Michael, let's send you to the moon.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, Michael. Michael says, 2 QB keeper league, have to keep 2. My keepers are Adams and Swift. If I keep Debo, I lose a second. Should I keep Debo or lose my second? Lose my 2 need a QB, need QBs? Question. What? Michael, I kind of need some clarification here. You're saying 2 QB keeper. First of all, I hope it's I assume it's a super flex, but if it's a mandatory 2 QB, that's different. But if it's 1 QB with a super flex, that's super flex, not 2 QB. So 2 QB keeper, you have to keep 2. My keepers are Adams and Swift. If I keep Debo, so your keepers are Adams and Swift, but you have also have Debo as an option, I lose my second. Should I keep Debo or lose my 2 need a QB? I'm not really sure what we're talking about here. I will say, give me a follow-up. I will say that Swift and Adams are fantastic keepers. You know, Swift and Adams are fantastic keepers. So is Debo. I'd rather probably keep Debo. No, I don't know that I'd rather keep Debo over Adams, because in a keeper league, you're limited anyway. It's not like it's not a dynasty. So Adams and Swift are your 2 best keepers, but I don't like the idea of losing a second. Like, where are you losing? What are you losing if you keep Adams over Debo? If it's like you lose less by keeping Adams, keep Adams and draft a quarterback. Yeah, that would be my answer. What's up, Ron Navy? You're live on the show. What's up, pal?
Hey, Smitty. Well, first of all, how you feeling and how's the family feeling?
Oh, we're okay. We're okay. Appreciate you asking. Getting slow. Everybody's getting slowly better. What's up?
Yeah, that's good. Yep. Hey, I know you're not big on Juju, but he's catching some awesome passes from Mahomes during training camp.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like against owning Juju. By the way, Hakeem Grant was carted off the practice field with a leg injury. That's new news here today.
Ooh.
So Hakeem Grant, Browns. Let me screenshot that and put that on screen so people have that information. Not that anybody's drafting him. You know, I don't think I've ever drafted him in a league. So, but worth mentioning, and maybe it changes the wide receiver room a tiny bit, but Hakeem Grant, Juju, I don't know, man. I just think, like, my thinking on that is that, okay, is there a shot? Is there a world where Juju Smith-Schuster is like a wide receiver 3 in fantasy, or even better? Let's say there's a possibility that he could be better. Let me put Juju on screen here. I'm trying to keep the topic on screen. I always forget. Do I think Juju could be a wide receiver 3? Is there a world where he could be? Sure. But, I mean, I feel like Sky Moore is the eventual number 1 there. I feel like Kelsey's going to absorb, his normal usage. Hopefully he stays healthy. I think Juju at best is going to have, at the end of the day, a role where he's your wide receiver 4 or 5, where you could use him on bye weeks and he could score touchdowns. But I feel like he's going to be that guy that, like, is inconsistent. But that I could be wrong. And he has time to prove me wrong. Like, I'm open-minded enough to say if Juju can continue to be consistent. Look, he's got a lot of talent. I think a lot of us have a bias against him because of his TikToking and his lack of focus, and I think that translates into doubt that you can't shake very easily. You know what I mean? So am I biased against his past actions and lack of focus? Maybe. Like, I'm at least admitting that. But if he can prove to me he's focused, he said he wasn't going to do any TikToking, and I think he's holding true to that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But if he's focused and he's putting football first, maybe he changes my mind. Maybe he changes my mind. He's got upside.
Here's my on it. We know he's got the skills. We know he can do it because he's done it in the past. Prior to him being injured, he's had elite seasons with the Steelers where he's just balled out. And now, so he has the ability to do it. Now we just got to see if he can do it again. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And
But Ron,
and here we go again.
Ron, here's the negative though. His ADP is climbing like really high. So I don't know. What you're saying makes sense if people weren't reacting to it, but unfortunately, I'm seeing Juju as like a number 1 keeper. Like, we laughed really hard the other day at that, and I felt bad after. But like when that guy said, "Hey, here's all these," it wasn't him though; it was his buddy. So it wasn't like I was laughing at my follower. But my follower sent me that list of keepers, and it had all the players listed in. It was like, it was like Jamar Chase in round 3, Justin Jefferson in round 3, Eckler in round 2, Kelsey in round 2 or round 3, and then the one guy, it wasn't my follower, but the one guy on the list said Juju. And it was like written in round 6, and I was rolling, bro. I was rolling. I'm like, this poor guy. Everybody's got a monster. Everybody's got a top 15 overall monster kept. And this guy's got Juju. Like, how bad, especially from last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could argue Juju this year, but how is that your best player coming into this year is Juju? And anyway, his value's so high. Like, people are drafting this guy. I've seen him go around 6. Like what you're saying could be true, but like I can't play around with that what if at 6th round value. Give me St. Brown all day long over Juju. Would you agree with that? St. Brown over Juju?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's the reason why I haven't taken much of him, because his ADP is too high. I think he should be going down around where Palmer goes, where Osborne goes, that group down there. That's where his ADP should be.
So let's
I take them all.
So let's play let's talk about realism though. Like, he's not going there. He's going really high. So the question is, do you like Juju if you have to buy him way higher than that? Like, you're not getting him at Josh Palmer territory anymore. So like, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm confused. Is like, I don't know that I could be in on Juju even if I changed my mind on him because his value is so high. Like, if you already owned him, maybe. But like, where's he going on underdog?
Yeah.
Where's he going on underdog?
He's been going too high for me. Like I said, I don't have a lot of them, but just by his potential as, let's say, not fantasy, just as a football player, he has the ability if he was a lower ADP.
Yeah. If he did.
But I think he has a chance to prove himself this year.
Yeah, I can't take him around 6 or 7. I just can't. But so you're right. Okay, if he falls, I'll be on board toying around with the idea. But until he falls, there's no way for me.
Right. And Hodo Prime is up to his old tricks. He already came in and said the Steelers suck. So Hodo Prime is Swaggy, and Swaggy is Hodo Prime.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they're the same.
Those are your boys. If you guys met,
Binkle is-
I could just see you guys meeting someday at the meet and greet. Prime and Ron Navy, and it's gonna be one of those like those Trump Putin shakes where it's like you're pulling on each other. You're like trying to show who's controlling the handshake.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go, but that's all I had.
All right, later.
I'm glad you guys are getting better.
All right, yeah,
All right,
slowly but surely. Later. Yeah, I can't get. I mean, I hear what Ron's saying. I just can't get behind Juju when he's going way too high. I am Einhorn, says Hot Prime. Thoughts on Lazard and Christian Kirk later rounds? That would have been a good one for Ron Navy. Ron Navy loves Christian Kirk. I like both of them around the same. Like Kirk, and Ron makes good points about Kirk. I like Kirk a little bit more after Ron ranting on him a little bit. Because, I mean, the honest truth is, I'm in Arizona. He was really good here. I mean, he looked really good. He is the number one wide receiver. I do expect, Trevor Lawrence to do really well and take a huge step forward. So why don't I like Christian Kirk more? I mean, it's a good point. And sometimes I overlook something because I'm continuously overlooking it over and over and over, and I need a little wake up call. And honestly, I feel like maybe Kirk is not a bad option. So I probably go with Kirk over Lazard only because I feel like Lazard is, not secured in the number one role. Probably should be good. And Kirk's injury, let me pull up Kirk. I don't know that Kirk is struggling with an injury right now, bro. So I don't know what injury you see him struggling with right now. He might be sitting out practice for something vague. I don't know. Do you think it would be dumb to do a running back, wide receiver, QB, running back, wide receiver, QB in the first 6 rounds of Superflex? The only thing that would be dumb about it, Chris, is that you're planning out something you have no control over. And yeah, so essentially I would say it's dumb to have an attack where you've literally mapped out. Like you don't know if you're taking a running back, wide receiver, QB, running, like let alone another wide receiver, QB. Like that right there, there's like if you follow this blueprint, you're leaving value all over the board because you're taking a position and not a player. You never ever draft a position except for in round 1 in a Superflex. Then play it by ear. There's no way you can plan this out. That's drafting in tiers, bro. You might as well put a blindfold on and just stick your hand in a bucket and pull out a player. At that point, you can't plan. You can't plan even 2 rounds ahead. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, I think I would be dumb. But I appreciate your question, Chris, and your question is a great question because a lot of people have it. So it's not like it's a bad question, but my advice is always drafting a position and not a player is dumb. It is dumb. Yeah, I don't see any injuries for Kirk. I mean, he may have limped off the field with something, but I don't see any injuries that he's listed with yet. We'll see. Najee, a top 10 running back this year? Of course he is. Avatar, yes. Avatar's answering or asking a question, I think, to somebody in the chat that might be saying he's not. I don't know. But I know Avatar knows that. Juju is number 4 for fantasy football. What? Crazy world. Juju is a number 4 wide receiver in fantasy football with the upside of being a wide receiver 3 in fantasy. Correct. I agree. Would you take Juju over Michael Thomas? No, I would not. I'm a big Michael Thomas, stay away from analyst, and I would take Michael Thomas over Juju in a heartbeat. Mainly because you can trade him. You get a lot more trade value. 130 of you in here, only 63 thumbs up. Can you guys do your boy Smitty a solid? Punch that thumb up button. Help your boy Smitty. Let's do it live, okay? We got another.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and wipe your feet at the door.
We got another show at 7 p.m. Eastern, so get ready for that. Jalen Hurts is struggling in camp to complete passes. Not happening, says Linda. Jalen season is here. Okay, get ready for it. You know what we're also going to do? We're adding somebody else to this list right now.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
Here we go. We're adding somebody to this list right now. Get ready. Here we go. Drum roll. Drum roll. Because this one is going to maybe piss some people off. Maybe it won't. This guy right in front of your face, his name is A.J. Brown. His game is catching touchdowns and yardage and being efficient. And people love to doubt this man. AJB is now a moon man because he's a third-round steal. And he could be a mid-second round value in terms of return value. A.J. Brown, welcome to the Moon Man list, my friend. Appreciate you. And we're not done. We're not done. We're adding another man to the Moon Man list right now. And in the Moon Man list, you have to be a little bit undervalued. Okay? You can't be somebody that is completely like JT. You can't add JT to the Moon Man list. He's number 1 overall pick. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you got to have some value. But we're adding AJB to the list. Here goes the next guy. This is a long time coming. Long time coming. We're gonna add CD Lamb. Lamb and AJ Brown added to the list. Let's go. Let's go. Let's put this up, and then we'll run it back. We'll run it back so everybody can clap, and we can do a standing ovation. CD Lamb is on the Moon Man list. Let's put Lamb in there. Give him the respect he deserves. Lamb season, baby. Let's run this back. Here we go. I give you your updated, upgraded Moon Man list. Let's go.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
So you want to know if I'm concerned about Jalen Hurts connecting with A.J. Brown? There's my response to it. A.J. Brown is going to explode. He's a monster. He's a DK Metcalf that has more skill and ability all around game. This is a guy that's going to be an absolute space monster. There we go. This list needs to be revised. I don't think so. I think there's a lot of undervalued players on here. A.J. Brown and Lamb are the biggest names. The rest of them are all pretty late draft or middle round draft picks. A.J. Brown and Lamb are the two high guys. Saturn Moon's going to need more than one moon with all these players. Kenneth Walker next year, top 5, says Niner Gnome. He's finally going to add Cousins. Ron, maybe we'll do like some alternate version, like when Ron logs on and Ron's here, we can pretend that he's on the Moon Man list, and then when Ron logs off and says, I gotta go, guys, got a long day ahead of me, then we'll switch it back to the real list. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Ron, appreciate you. Anyway. Look at this comment by Carrick. Carrick's late to the party.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
I love that Carrick knows who it is, though. Attaboy, Carrick. You can't slip anything past Carrick. You can't. You just can't. Carrick knows what's up. Superflex League must keep 2. Swift and Adams are my keepers. If I keep a third person, I lose my second round, but I need good QBs or keep Debo. There we go. Michael, that's a lot more clear. I appreciate you updating me on that. First of all, you to the moon for dropping the super chat. Let's just start with that.
To the moon.
So appreciate you. Man, this is tough because it depends. Can you... I'm not asking you to super chat it again. I always say I never deny super chats, but can you tell me what quarterbacks might be available based on the keepers and your expectation of how your league mates draft? If you don't keep Debo, what quarterbacks are you looking at, Matt? What quarterbacks could you potentially... Matt. What potential players... Matt just super chatted. Thank you, super chat, for the super chat, Matt. Michael, what potential quarterbacks are we looking at? Because I like the idea of Adams, Debo, and Swift, man. I love the idea of it, but I need to know what quarterbacks we're passing on if we end up making that decision. So please let me know. Follow up with that. Matthew for the super chat. Zeke will have a bounce back year. Cuff him, bro. Cuff him to Pollard is all I'm going to say. Like, am I kind of more excited about Zeke today than I was a week ago than I was 3 weeks ago? Like, I feel like I am getting a little bit more, okay, he looks kind of good, and, but running around on the field, not getting hit, it's very different, You lose a step, you can't really see that in practice. You can't really see if a player loses a step. You see a guy like Zeke, and he looks strong and fit, and he's making a nice cut, and he's running, and you're like, okay, he might still have it, but it's very different in the middle of a game. And he certainly lost a step over the years, and that's going to make it harder for him to do what he used to do. He needs more volume to do what he used to do, and more volume will likely get him hurt. Just cuff him is all I'm going to say. Why isn't Matt Ryan a moon man? I think he's serious. I think here, I've got the perfect button for this. Why is it Matt Ryan a moon man? What? What? I don't even understand the question, bro. I can't put Matt Ryan as a moon man. We only got so many spots, bro. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, broski? Let's see here. We got breaking news. Some of this news isn't really. I'll keep checking the news. There's nothing really crazy. Becton was the biggest news of the day. There's a couple little things here and there. I've talked about. Saquon top 5 this year. Mark it down, Sisendu. I don't think so, but bro, you never know. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Oh, call back. Call back. We just missed you. Would you rather have ETN or Hall? Give me Breece Hall. But I love both of them. I want both of them. Matty Ice gets a wow. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
What's up? It's Unburger.
Unburger! What's up, good buddy?
What's up, brother?
What can I do for you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, so what do you think about DJ Shark? We're talking about this before, but now he's in a pretty good training camp. Is he worth a dart throw?
I mean, a dart throw, sure. But I'm not really targeting him. But a dart throw.
Over Julio.
I mean, Julio and DJ Chark feel about the same to me. Like, they're worth maybe one of your last wide receiver spots, and you just kind of, it's very thin out there at a certain point. So why not? Chark's got a lot of upside. He was a potential top 15 NFL wide receiver at one point in most everyone's eyes. Like, if you don't remember a time where you were excited about Chark being a top 15 wide receiver, you're lying. So, like, the upside's there.
Oh, I love Chark. Him and DJ were like fucking back to back, like.
Watch your language, Umburger.
One year.
Watch your language, Umburger. We're monetized here. I think.
Him and DK were close in the same range of that 1 year.
Yeah, I think. I think, like, as a final wide receiver spot.
Yeah. Okay. What about Isaiah Pacheco? I got him in Dynasty. I drafted him in my Dynasty league there a couple months ago, and looks like he's having a good camp.
Yeah.
If you draft CEH, do you take him as a handcuff?
Yeah, I think he's a good handcuff. I think some will tell you Rojo's, the guy, and Clyde's the backup. Like, everybody's got a different opinion, but I think Pacheco's a good dynasty grab. He's a very good deep league. You got a lot of bench spots. You grab him, and if you got Clyde, you want to cuff him, sure. But it's tough to say. I mean, the offense is so tough to learn that rookies have a real disadvantage. Like, honestly, Clyde has the biggest advantage over everyone. If Clyde stays healthy, Clyde will actually do really well this year because the offense is too complicated for anybody else to just pick it up and run. Andy Reid doesn't trust you for a while. And he's had a track record of having rookies, play a role, so it's possible. Like Kareem Hunt jumped right in. It's definitely possible, but he also has been very cautious if you're not like a standout rookie. Like, you're not going to just come in and, like, even Clyde was held back to a degree. And then Clyde had his he lost 60 pounds last year, man, or 50 something pounds. He was playing at 160 pounds versus 205 to 209 last year. And so
wow.
I think you give him a pass, but I really do hope Clyde stays healthy and proves himself. I really do. He's a little bowling ball.
All right. I'm drafting from the 10th spot. I'm thinking going Swift at 10. Who do you think I should go at 14?
Give me a list of guys.
Well, you're looking at Saquon, Kamara, maybe a Debo, CeeDee Lamb. You're probably looking at
Lamb,
those,
Debo. Lamb, Debo in that order. I still love Javonte, but you can get him later. My advice would be to trade up into the bottom of 2 or the top of 3 to take Javonte on top of those guys. You've got to play ADP smart, and right now Lamb and Debo are very smart. 13, 14, 15 overall picks. Javonte, in a world where I can't trade, I'm still going to take him at like 15. I'll reach for Javonte.
Now you don't trust Saquon at all?
In the second round, no.
No? Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think you're crazy too, but I don't think I'm crazy to not. You know what I mean? Like, you can definitely make the argument either way. I love when people get mad at that, though.
Well,
they're like, how could you not? Like, what do you mean, how can I not? 2 years of disappointing. Of course I have a case to make, right? But so do you. If you like Barkley at the end of 2 or middle of 2, you have a case to make. But, like, top of 2, I don't think so, bro.
I'm just thinking, I saw the Pivot podcast, and Jared Goff said DeAndre Swift reminds me of like Todd Gurley in his prime. So, if we get some of that production, you get a crazy pick taking DeAndre Swift in the first. It would be like maybe a home run.
Yeah, he's a 7 to 10 overall player for sure, with top 5 running back upside. No question about it.
All right, man. Great talking to you. Have a good day.
Unburger, doing it live. Appreciate you, man. Later. The man, the myth, the legend, Unburger himself. Hit that like button, says Frake. I appreciate it. It helps the channel out. We got 100 to 140 people jumping in and out. 86 thumbs up. Punch that button. Your boy Smitty doing an emergency live stream with the flu. This is my flu game. Ron Navy says economy. I'm all about the poor man's discount, James. Super chat from Matthew. Zeke will have a good bounce back year. Already got to that. Definitely cuff him to Pollard, bro. I'm not saying you're gonna be for sure wrong, but I'm not targeting him in like second or third round range, bro. Like fourth rounder, cuff him to Pollard, okay. Second round, no thanks. No thanks. Hakeem Grant carted off the field. Not a big fantasy piece of news, but it could trickle down and give Amari Cooper a little more value, give that wide receiver room a little bit more of a bump. But I'm not going near Browns players anyway, and even Kareem Hunt's becoming a little bit of a worry because he's not happy, and you wonder if they're going to feed him the same. And I'm just not going near any Browns players. Kareem Hunt, I will at the right price, but that's it. Chubb fell to a good place. I would take him, I guess, but I'm not like going after Chubb. I'm not targeting him. I'm not thinking, I can't wait to get Chubb. I'm gonna have Chubb in the second round. Like I'm just not targeting him at all. I watch. You watch every day. I had a boy Scott. Never seen anything about Breece equals JT. Breece could equal JT for sure. I'm not against that stance at all. Avatar dropping a super chat wad on screen. Avatar says Dynasty startup 1 QB, 0.5 PPR, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Rank my options. Okay, Swift, Javonte, Najee, Chase, JJ. It's 0.5, but that doesn't really change my mind too much. I'm going Chase, JJ, Najee, Swift, Javonte in that order. So almost the reverse, but swap. And you could go JJ or Chase, I don't care. But Chase, JJ, Najee, Swift, Javonte. So a little bit out of that order. That's probably my order there. You could go Najee if you want to play it safe, if you're worried about running backs. I mean, all things being equal, they are really, really close. So I could lean position if you felt like running back was going to be scarce later. But I think Javonte is going to fall. So I think you're probably going to be able to get Jamar Chase or JJ and then be able to get Javonte Williams. You know what I'm saying? I just traded Chubb for Javonte in Dynasty. Excellent job. Excellent job. Ariel dropping a massive blow to his opponent. Just uppercut. Finish him. Crazy, bro. James likes it. Chubb will be the same as every year. He was only ever a runner, and he's such a beast. He is a beast, but that situation's a turmoil. You know, he's wrapped in turmoil. And what kind of 8-man front, menu is he looking at in 2022? He's literally looking at an 8-man front, attack. 8-man front party on the regular. Let Brissett beat us. 10, 12 games of no Deshaun Watson is my guess. At a minimum, you might be without Deshaun all year. So I don't love Chubb anymore. Like some people are like, oh, no Deshaun Watson, sign me up for Chubb all day. Why do people think like that? Why do people think that you take away the quarterback and now all of a sudden you're going to have more productive running? He's going to be stuffed more. He's going to get hit harder. He's going to be focused by defenses more 8-man fronts, more odds of injury. Chubb's injury odds go up extremely high, much higher with no Deshaun Watson, because he's going to get hitting, hit harder and be a focal point of defensive scheming. And no, thank you. Ron Navy agrees. Smitty Avatar said Rojo is stupid. Why the comment? I don't know. Look, Avatar, try not to call Rojo names, but Avatar is okay. He's good people. I can't believe they are putting Cook ahead of Eckler. Who is? What are we talking about? The ESPN ranking of some kind? Hey guys, your man Smitty, please get him to over 100 likes. Appreciate you, Terry. Terry doing his job. Terry's on patrol today. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
It's Mike again, man.
Mike, what's up?
What's up, man? This just dawned on me last night. Here's a sleeper running back that has a soft schedule that I think could be a league winner, and I don't have enough exposure to him. It's Chase Edmonds.
I mean,
what do you think about him?
I don't like him, bro. I'm from Arizona.
You don't like him at all?
I mean, trust your gut. I'm from Arizona, so you think I'd be all on board, but
yeah,
I feel like he's in an injury risk. He's in a crowded backfield where we don't really know what's up. He's definitely atop the backfield as of this moment. That feels for sure. But like, how long? And McDaniel, I don't think we know what he's going to do. And the fact that he's going to use Tyreek Hill and Waddle, two of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL. Like, Waddle thinks he's faster than Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill thinks he's faster than Waddle. Like, jet sweeps, end arounds. Chase Edmonds is highly unlikely to get the touchdown volume he'd get if he was starting for any other team. Like, it's going to be lesser because I think they're going to be running those guys. So, I don't know. Like, it depends on the value. Like, where are you taking them? Like, where are you talking?
Like 8, like on underdog, like end of the 8th round, like kind of like if he slips, like the middle of the 8th, maybe the early 9th, like if he falls.
I don't hate him there, but I'm not targeting him there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear you, because what I'm looking at is his last couple seasons. In 2020, 2021, he had 67 and I believe 53 targets. What I was more looking at, because people are going to dare him to beat Tua to beat them deep with those receivers is I feel like defenses are going to give up that, like, the flats. Cause I know I'm kind of going down, like, you know, the what if lane, but I feel like people are going to, like, make them beat them, like, to the flats and deep. You know what I mean? Because people are going to know that they want, like, Hill to play that, like not the so much the because he's really good at the horizontal stuff too, like taking those to the house. And I feel like that's what the Dolphins' offense is going to really be.
Yeah, I'm just not.
You know?
I'm just not. I get it, and I don't mind it. I'm not going to tell you to take a lap or anything, but I'm certainly not targeting Chase Edmonds. I'm just not.
Who's your favorite running back, like 8th round beyond, that you think, if things cracked well for him, could be like a league winner in best ball?
Okay, so 8th round. Let me go to like an 8th round and just kind of take a look around. So, you know, Kenneth Walker's number 1, like clear as day, number 1.
Okay.
He's going in the 8th round. This guy could be a top 5 to 10 running back. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the easiest call, period. Tony Pollard is going around 8-ish. Dameon Pierce is going around 9. I take Dameon Pierce over Chase Edmonds all day long. Ramondre Stevenson.
Really? Wow.
I mean, how is
we
that?
talked about this.
Yeah, how is that crazy though? I mean, like, Pierce has got less competition than Edmonds. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, something else about the Texans, they got 2 first-round picks on their offensive line.
Yeah. Ramondre Stevenson, I take over Chase Edmonds in a heartbeat. He's going around 8 or 9. Tyler Algier, I take later than Edmonds because you can, but I like him better.
Okay.
But I don't know. Trust your gut. I don't want to talk you out of Edmonds and Edmonds becomes some monster and you're like, this guy's Smitty. Like, I'm indifferent, bro. I'm indifferent. I'm not against him. I'm not targeting him. You know, Rashad White.
I do trust you because you're from Arizona. You watched him over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, but he's not special, bro. He's not. He was in Arizona. Arizona ran the ball a ton, and so he got a lot of work. And Connor's playing better than he really is because Arizona's feeding him the ball and they give him a massive amount of touchdown opportunities. And you know, I just don't. Chase Edmonds is good, but he's not great. And maybe McDaniel can, you know, what if McDaniel leaned on him and only him, he'd be a monster. But I just don't know that I'm, you know, I kind of feel like it's a trap, bro. It just feels like it smells like a trap, looks like a trap. It's been a trap in the past, you know, so it's not like this is the first time we're seeing it. Like in Arizona, he was kind of a trap. So I don't know. Trust your gut. I'm not opposed to it, but give me Stevenson, give me obviously Kenneth Walker, give me Tony Pollard, maybe even I don't know about Rashad White because I think he goes a little later. Algier goes a little later, but like I mean, ultimately, you know, you told me I couldn't trade, I have to pick a player. I'd probably pick Algier over him.
That's interesting.
Yeah, trust your gut,
Last
though, man.
question. Are you on A.J. Dillon this year as a sleeper?
Yeah. I mean, he's going so high though. You gotta be prepared to pay big bucks for him. I think A.J. Dillon's probably ranked around almost 5th round.
7th round.
No, like he's going in like the 5th or 6th round. Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's
I haven't done a draft in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where like A.J. Dillon's exciting, but like you have to pay the price for him. You're not getting him as a sleeper anymore. You know, no one's sleeping on him. He's going inside the top like 19 running backs.
Yeah, I feel like running back's a little tricky this year.
Yeah.
Once you get past the big dogs.
Yeah, but like A.J. Dillon, guys going around where A.J. Dillon's going, Eli Mitchell is kind of right around that area, and I take Mitchell over Dillon. Mitchell's got low end running back upside. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, call anytime, Mike. Appreciate you. Later. What picks would you trade for What picks would you trade for 1.7? Says Bagel. I don't know, man. I'd rather trade down than trade up this year. It's weird. I normally don't, but what would I trade? Like a third and a sixth rounder, you know, or something like that. Like I'm not giving up seconds and thirds, and I'd rather have Javonte at the bottom of 2 or top of 3 than the 1.7, you know, if I'm getting something else. Like if I'm you, I'm trading the, you know, if you had the 1.7, I'd trade that for, you know, a second and third and then give back something else later. And I take Javonte and Tyreek Hill or Javonte and AJ Brown over just one player, you know. You could get AJ Brown and Javonte using your first round pick. I mean, that's win the league stuff. And this is part of the problem, is we just don't know. Is it Mostert? Is it going to be, you know, I like Gaskin the most, and people laugh at that. You know why people laugh at Gaskin? Because he didn't do it. He failed. But did he fail because of him or fail because of the team? Gaskin's actually really good, and he's a good skill set for McDaniel and his offense. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Appreciate you. 122 of you still in the building. 102 likes. Please hit that thumb up button. I'll be back for the 7 p.m. show unless news breaks, and I'll be back again because that's the way we roll. Whenever news breaks, your boy Smitty goes live. Becton injury. We talked about that. Not extremely worried about Breece Hall. Doesn't change my mind at all. Doesn't make me devalue him. But I am responsive to the other people around me that are letting maybe Breece Hall fall a little bit more. And so that's good. That's good news for all of us that want Breece Hall. 4th rounder now. Javonte might be a top of 3 or at least late 2nd round, which is fantastic. Get your one-on-one text device at thefantasyfootballshow.com right here. Bowl predictions, rankings, all that. Get it at thefantasyfootballshow.com and play DFS. Play Underdog Fantasy. Play Best Ball. Get your best ball on. Link is in the description. Use promo code Smitty. Take advantage of Javonte and 3 on Best Ball. Link in the description. Go. Thanks to all the super chatters of the day. Ron Navy, of course. Avatar, appreciate your super chat. Avatar. Matthew, appreciate your super chat. Ron Navy again. Michael. Matthew again. You guys are absolutely amazing. Michael again. Michael, did I answer all your questions on your... You were going to give me some quarterbacks that were listed. Matthew and Michael, I forget which one it was. I mixed you two up. Please comment in the YouTube video with your follow-up, and I promise you I will get to it. So Matthew and Michael, please give me your follow-up in the comments. I will get to it. Appreciate you all. I'll see you at 7 p.m. Eastern. Deuces.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Get wet.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.